So Clay Davidson will come out of the red corner in the black shorts, the black and white trunks for Rodney Wallace out of the blue corner as we get set for our main event of the evening. Here we go, we are underway.
And again, Rodney Wallace, not a slow starter, but very tentative, and that is a big strike, and Clay Davidson is in trouble. That's a huge shot by Rodney Wallace.
Rodney Wallace trying to take Davidson to the ground and finish this fight. He knocked Davidson back against the fence with a huge punch, and Davidson was stunned. Wallace continuing to drop forearms and elbows and punches to the face of Clay Davidson. He has been on top for this entire round and has been in control since the opening bell.
And now you see Rodney Wallace perhaps working a submission. He has that front hand and arm position. He did wrestle, so you look that he won't try and guillotine this one. He's going to try and use it to get up. Excellent job by Clay Davidson. He was in a bad way, and now he's up and standing, and the guillotine master is trying for a guillotine right there.
You could hear the appreciation from the crowd for Clay Davidson as he got up from what was a savage beating in the first couple minutes here of round number one. But Clay Davidson has Rodney Wallace up against the cage with 10 seconds to go, has put himself in a dominant position. Won't be enough to win the round, but certainly some to send a message.
Well, and MMA is a lot about momentum and taking those moments when you can get them.
So Clay Davidson gets cleaned up by our excellent cut man, Mike Short.
The cut is closed.
And Rodney Wallace comes back out to face off against Clay Davidson in what was a dominant round one from Wallace, but Davidson does survive. His coach is instructing him to circle in round number two, stay out of, don't stand right in front of Rodney Wallace.
And in on the legs here now is Clay Davidson, and this is definitely not where Rodney Wallace wants to be. Underneath Clay Davidson, jiu-jitsu is his game, and again, this is a position you really don't want to be in, and now the back has Clay Davidson against Rodney Wallace. Very calm, though, on the face of Rodney Wallace.
Rodney's a veteran enough to know that if even little punches and little elbows, even if they don't do significant damage, are enough to keep you in that on-top position.
Well, and there's another one right there, but as an opportunity, now Clay Davidson on top with lots of time. He is in the half guard. You got Rodney Wallace with the butterfly, and you see him going back. And the reason that he was going back is the way that Rodney Wallace had that arm. He was going to be able to switch again. And now in on the leg, here's a guillotine attempt from Clay Davidson. And one of those times where I would say that it's probably not the best idea, but it looks like from our angle, we really can't see if the head is inside. And the head does slip out.
So again, Rodney Wallace has been in control of this fight on the ground for the better part of the first two rounds, with 30 seconds remaining in round number two, and Davidson has been on top for most of it. Again, opened up the big cut early, staggered Clay Davidson early, and once it got to the ground, Jeremy, we thought that it would be advantage Clay Davidson, but Rodney Wallace has done a very good job of maintaining his position and doing damage.
And you notice that the punches that he's throwing now are all targeting that cut. So he's going after the cut as much as he can, and you don't have to hit hard to do damage to a cut.
Third and final round of the main event of the evening, Wallace versus Davidson. Wallace in the black shorts with the white trim, Davidson in the black trunks, and they will try and finish this one off. Wallace, the likely leader after two rounds, and Davidson going to have to finish here in round number three to definitely secure himself the victory.
And there's a nice shot in by Clay Davidson, and he's got those hands in behind the thighs of Rodney Wallace. Rodney Wallace, an accomplished wrestler before he started mixed martial arts, so able to defend the takedown. And this is an opportunity here for Clay Davidson to really make an exclamation point, perhaps force Rodney Wallace into making a mistake. That was a good shot. It landed to the jaw of Rodney Wallace. Big punches being landed by Rodney Wallace. And again, going to that guillotine is not, from the top position, is just not a high percentage tap out. And here's the mount from Rodney Wallace raining down big punches on Clay Davidson.
Trying to find now a submission as he takes the back of Davidson, and Davidson able to roll through it, and now trying to find an arm. Rodney Wallace loses that. and now Davidson's back on top. Rodney Wallace still on top of Clay Davidson, dropping punches as he did in round number 1, as he did in round number 2. Davidson now trying to squirt loose, knowing he needs a finish and he only has 20 seconds to get it. Davidson now trying to get, and now has the back of Rodney Wallace squirted out. Can he do it with 15 seconds left? Clay Davidson on top, looking to try and find a submission, cannot find one. 10 seconds left, and this fight just about over. With just a few seconds left here, now Rodney Wallace, your likely decision winner, as Clay Davidson, nothing left on top. Both of these fighters give it their all for the Hard Knocks staff and Hard Knocks fans in the main event of Hard Knocks 40.
The winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, Rodney, shown of the Master